Let's talk about healing the relationship that you have with yourself. This week, I've been talking all about relationships and friendships and the complexities of friendships. Now, let's bring that more to a more personal state. It's easier to look at external friendships and analyze that, but so many people run away like they will never have the discussion of the relationship that they have with themselves. And I get it. It may seem like a very difficult thing to do, but it can literally change your life. It can change the way you wake up every single day and look at the life that you have. And it is one of the most amazing things to do. So how do you heal the relationship you have with yourself? The first thing is accepting that you even need healing, because a lot of people won't accept that. They won't even think about the relationships they have with themselves. So think more about, okay, it's not the healthiest of relationships, so perhaps I need to heal it. So let's talk about why you probably would need to heal the relationship you have with yourself. Think about yourself as a person, like a different person from you. If your body or your spirit or your mind or your soul was a different individual and you were sitting down and having a conversation with that person, how would they view you? Would they view you as this loving person that's always praising them, that's always cheering them on? Or would they look at you as this critic that is always despising every single thing? It's like anything you do, you talk down to yourself, you insult yourself, you don't even expect a lot because it's just like, nah, I know I will mess it up. I know that this won't end well. I know I can't do it. Why am I so stupid? Why am I wasting my time? Nobody is going to respect me. Nobody is going to do. And you have all these negative thoughts. We're going to speak more on body because I think the body relationship is a very deep one and not one that I can even talk about in just an hour or even like a day. But I'm just talking about it on a general state. You as an individual, what kind of relationship do you have with yourself? Do you have a loving relationship with yourself where it's like you have fun with yourself and, if you were just by yourself, if you were alone, you are able to cope. Again, while I don't think anybody should be alone, there are going to be moments when it's just you. How are you able to handle those moments? Or are you just making friends to not be with yourself? Because a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people want to surround themselves with other people so that they don't have to deal with certain thoughts that haunt them. Because if you are alone, you have to look at your body. And if you despise what you look like, if you despise the kind of thoughts that go on in your head, then it's a major problem that you need to address. So again, how do you heal the relationship that you have with yourself? The very first thing is to think about the way that you talk to yourself. I think this is like a very natural state, especially in Nigerians, where we just like, Kai, I'm mad though. Like, what is wrong with me? And we just go on this spree of insulting yourself, or in a way, it may be funny, right? It may be funny if it's like a joke and you just kind of move away from it. I think that's absolutely fine. Everybody jokes with everybody if it's a joke. But if there's the smallest ounce of seriousness in the conversation that you have where you are always talking down to yourself. And a lot of people like to say, oh, I'm my own worst critic. That's the way that you motivate yourself, by insulting yourself, by making yourself feel like the worst possible way. And you feel like, oh yes, that's what's going to bring up the motivation. You have to find something else. You have to find a different way to get motivated, because that is very, very toxic. So again, like I said, think of yourself as a separate entity. The kind of things you say to yourself, would you ever say that to somebody that you loved? Because we don't like to think of our bodies or think of ourselves as, oh, I love myself. That in itself is even a very weird statement to say, right? Like, I love myself. But you have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself first, I will doubt, your ability to love other people. In all honesty, it's a very strong emotion that shouldn't just kind of be thrown anywhere or thrown in any way. So begin to think about the way that you talk to yourself. The second thing is think of how you think about your physical body, this amazing thing that holds your soul together, this amazing thing that gets you up every single day and you're running around doing all these different things and your body is lifting you up and just being amazing. I was thinking about, a month ago or so, I was just thinking to myself and saying, if there is any part of my body, I would praise every single part of my body, but if there's like one particular part of my body that I could thank, I will thank my legs. Anybody that knows me know I can walk for Africa. Like, I can do any kind of marathon. I just keep walking. I don't know why, but I absolutely love to walk. And it's so strange to me that it is very hard for my legs to get tired. Very, very hard. They just keep going. And I keep thinking, like, how are you not tired? Like, sometimes I have to be the one where maybe I've gone for like a 2-hour walk and I'm coming back and I still don't feel tired. I'm just like, nope, I'm going to rest. You need to rest, even though you are not shaking right now, but you need to rest. So begin to think about the difference, even just your body as a whole. How do you think of your body? A lot of people would never even think about, because they know that that's a very toxic conversation, because they know that whenever they think of their bodies, it's not meeting up to some expectation. It's not, I've added X amount of pounds. I didn't eat well yesterday. This looks terrible. I don't look like what I'm supposed to look like, and then it's all expectations. It's all disappointment. It's all hate. Maybe hate is a strong word, but it's just a lot of sadness and disappointment, which is not the right thing. So begin to think about the way that you think about your body. Do you think of your body as this beautiful thing that is embodying your soul and every single day loves you, even though you are terrible to it? Or do you think of your body as this terrible thing that you have to carry? Some people is like, I have to carry this skin. I wish I could cut off certain parts of it. And it's just the worst. It's just the worst thing when you begin to think about it that way. And then finally, what do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror? I used to be that person that found it so hard. For a large part of my life, I didn't have a mirror. And then when I did, I didn't want to look at it. It just felt very weird. I don't know why, but every time I looked at myself, I was like, is this what I look like? Like, there was always something wrong. There was always something that didn't fit. There was always something that wasn't up to my expectations. I never thought I looked like this. Like, is this really what I look like? And it's so sad now that I think about that. But what do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror? Do you see that person that has failed 100 times? All the different exercises that you've been trying out is not working out. Why are you not slimming down? Really think about what you see every time you look at yourself in the mirror. Who is that person that's looking back at you? Is it that person that has gone through so much and yet has come out of every single... You may not be where exactly that you want to be right now, but you've gone through all the emotions, you've gone through all the feels, and you're now at a place where you are grateful. Or are you still at a place where there's so much and it's so hard? For some people, they would never even look at a mirror, except, when they're in that vanity state of they've covered something up, they've added something, they've tweaked something. If you were in your all-natural state, how would you look at yourself? What kind of things would you think about yourself? So these are just some of the pointers when it comes to healing the relationship with yourself. Because again, if there is a lot of baggage with yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to then go out and heal the relationship with others. So begin to think about those kind of conversations. And I would really love to know, what kind of conversations do you have with yourself? What kind of things do you say to yourself? Is it all negative and looking down on yourself and you're not meeting up to someone else's expectations? Or even if it's your own expectations that you've set for yourself, or are you able to genuinely look at yourself in your all natural state and really love your body? Like, no matter how difficult it is, it may be hard to just do it instantly. It may be a gradual process, but let me know if this is something that you think you need a little bit more help with, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.